We're in the vineyard of La Virgen, or the Virgin. It's a lieu-dit, it's the name of the vineyard. It means the Virgin. And we're presenting a new wine. The name is La Virgen, a.k.a. Pagos de Viña Real. This vineyard was planted a good 45 years ago. As you can see, it's goblet trained. We're at the very beginning of bud break of the 23 harvest, which is going to be an interesting harvest. It's been a very dry winter. Quite different from the 2020 vintage that we're presenting of the Virgin, which was a wet year, not extremely cold. We have the advantage of being behind the Sierra Cantabria mountains that protect us from the heat that has been such a hallmark of recent vintages across all of Europe. The summers here are very hot, as in most parts of Spain, but we have the advantage of high elevation, high latitude, and the shelter of the mountains that give us very, very cool evenings. The resulting wine has very high acidity. It's pure Tempranillo. This expression Tempranillo, and this is really what we're after here, we're searching the purest expression Tempranillo on this particular vineyard. It happens to be high in acidity, powerful. This is not a weak wine, but at the same time elegant and complex and built to last. The soils that we have in these vineyards are traditional La Bastida Alavesa soils. There's a combination of clay, limestone, very poor soils. There's a layer of pebbles. This is alluvial soil after all, and they produce wines that we find of extreme complexity and long-lived. This vineyard is called La Virgen, the Virgin in English. All historic vineyards in Rioja have their historic name, and that is, it's only fitting that we refer to the wine produced from here by the name of its vineyard. We're in the broader area. In Spanish it's called paraje, which doesn't really translate into English. It means climate or larger area. And this paraje is called San Cristobal, St. Christopher. We try and reflect these names on the label of the wine. The larger area in which we find ourselves is the village of La Bastida. And this is one of the historic villages of Rioja Alavesa. It's not always immediately recognizable that the character of each village, each important village in Rioja Alavesa. But I think it's our duty to try and convey the expression of Tempranillo planted on these particular soils, in this particular vineyard, in this particular village, across the wine that we're producing. And we hope that that's the case with the 2020 vintage of La Virgen, a.k.a. Pagos de Viña Real.